This is amazing. And I just want to say you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts. Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man. Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, proud to you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
I hope you're all ready for some Wrestling with Savage. And we're live right now. I'm here with Jay, and we're going to talk about wrestling tonight. It's Monday night. It's been a long week of more professional wrestling. Of course, we had Smackdown on Friday night. You had Rampage. I'm not even going to get into the results of Rampage because I don't think they were that important. The only thing that was maybe worth watching on Rampage, Jay, was probably the FTR versus Gates of Agony match. But even that was whatever. More story-driven than anything else. Did you catch Rampage or Smackdown?
Yes, I did. And I'm going to disagree. I think the best part of watching Rampage was not watching Rampage.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah. Did you catch Smackdown?
Yes, I did. I think they did some good things, and I think they did some bad things.
Yeah, for sure. Smackdown was less about the return of Bray Wyatt, more about an introduction to Wyndham Lawrence Rotunda, the man who portrays Bray Wyatt and The Fiend and all these other characters that we've come to know and love, Eater of Worlds. The angel and the devil inside of Wyatt's psyche emerged into a terrific closing to the show. I thought it could have went a little longer, but it was short, it was impactful. He made his first televised appearance, on a regular show in almost 19 months following his release last year. What did you think of SmackDown? Like the good, the bad, and the ugly. What was your favorite part? What was your worst part? Match of the night? All that. Break it down. Give us Jay's breakdown of SmackDown.
You might have to remind me on some matches in SmackDown.
Well, okay, I'll do that first before you give me the introductions. All right, so we have McIntyre beat Cross. Unconscious after Cross and Scarlett were involved in an off-camera car crash, which was kind of a weird way to start off the night. You had Roman Reigns over a phone call ordered Jay to make sure that Sami Zayn would get the win in his match. Zayn sounded quite chummy with Reigns over the phone. Zayn ended up defeating Kofi Kingston via pinfall after Jay clocked Kingston with a super kick. Damage Control challenged Shotzi Blackheart, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez to a six-woman tag team match. Braun Strowman defeated Brian Thomas and James Maverick via pinfall in a handicap squash match. MVP and Omos taunted Strowman after the match. Zayn refuses to thank Jay for his assistance in his win. Both Zayn and Solo Sikoa denied seeing Jay do anything to help Sami Zayn defeat Kingston. LA Knight made his in-ring debut, defeating Mansoor via pinfall after landing the BFT.
It's Mansoor.
Mansoor, man. No, it's going to go back to Mansoor now. He just beat them out of submission. They're done. This was the squash for them. There's going to be
man.
Well, for me, it's Mansoor because I think he's going back to that. But that's just me. We can agree to disagree. LA Knight goes on to get the win, but he actually turned heel, which I thought was kind of like out of nowhere and for no reason. It could have been done better because I think it would have been a little better if he would have let the fans eat him up a little bit. Let me tell you something.
And that's part of the good because
it was good. I'm okay with it.
For him to cut a promo like that was true to the heart.
Of
and
LA
it was
Knight,
a shoot.
Yeah.
It was a shoot for sure because
absolutely
this guy, listen, we all remember this guy. If you don't remember this guy, then y'all stupid. We all remember him for the Spirit Squad. Now he has full grown into Eli Drake and now all the way to LA Knight. This guy deserves it. I'm glad he got his I'm pretty sure they told him, hey, you know what? Just cut a promo here right here. Just do it.
I'm actually happy with it.
Nothing, just cut it, and he cut it, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, the heel turn could have been a little more dramatic. Like, it's you only have... My point is this. You only have a rare opportunity to either turn heel, turn babyface. Like, once you switch sides, There's not going to be that's not going to happen again for a while.
They need more heels on SmackDown, but how would you turn him? Listen, he just came from a shitty group. He finally got his wish to get out of this character, wherever the fuck this shit is going. And now he's back.
Well, you put him in a program with a babyface. Like why not put him in a program with a babyface? Maybe he's trying to recruit. I'll give you an example. Maybe he's trying to recruit Riddle, let's say. All right, Riddle's over. He's a babyface. And then he just turns on him, snaps, beats the shit out of him, forces him to lose tonight on Raw against Seth Rollins. I'm just saying there's always a way, dude. There's not a way. It's perfect the way it is. Let's continue. Damage Control defeated Perez, Rodriguez, and Blackheart via pinfall after Bayley reversed a series of pins into a schoolboy on Perez. The Viking Raiders' return was teased yet again in a tense spiritual vignette. Legado del Fantasma, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde defeated Hit Row, Ashante, the Adonis, and Top Dollar via pinfall after hitting Dollar with a sacrificio. I was actually, I'm okay with that. Liv Morgan drove Sonya Deville through a table with a senton from a scaffold. I guess it's Liv Extreme now. Morgan had enough of Deville, verbally ran her down for being whiny. So yeah, break it down for me. What was your favorite match of the night? And what did you think about Bray Wyatt's return?
There is no favorite match of the night for me. I just said it was just the good, the bad. And I'll tell you what the good was. I have been waiting for this for almost like 2 years right now in the making. I have told you this day will come. You thought I was silly. You laughed at me. Every Tuesday night, you always make jokes about this person. And now this person has the youngest person to ever make a main roster debut in Roxanne Perez. I have told you this. She is the future. She is the future baby face of the company. And she will have a great WrestleMania match with Cora Jade when the time comes. But I'm glad she got her shine. The promo was great. Even Bayley was even better when she called her, you're not even on my level, kid. Get it? You're not on my level. I loved it. I thought the promo was great. I thought the match was good. It wasn't even bad, except for the part with the head scissors that she does. It could have been a lot smoother. But beside that, I'll give it a pass.
I'm sorry to break it to you, but she's actually not the youngest superstar on the roster to make their WWE debut. The youngest is actually Dom Mysterio. Okay, when he was on TV with Eddie Guerrero.
The women.
We're talking about superstars, all right? This isn't a sexist show, all right? Superstars. We have to have equal rights here. They have pronouns. It's he, she, him, they, whatever. And guess what? Superstar is a superstar.
But let me get into more substance.
All right.
Let's get into some of the bad.
Can you just get into Bray Wyatt?
And I'll tell you some of the bad. And I'll tell you Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi. That match and the way Raquel Rodriguez is booked, the way she carries herself. I thought this person was gonna skyrocket with a jetpack once she faced Ronda Rousey on her debut on SmackDown. It was such a perfect match by a debut by someone that I don't know how tall she is. What is she? So over 6 feet? Great debut. All of a sudden, she goes into these tag matches booked with different partners from Liv Morgan now all the way to Shanti. Yeah. And she's lost. And the momentum is totally gone. And now she, to me, is considered a mid, which is an embarrassment. Now you're booked to somebody that comes out with a tank. No offense to Shanti, because I really like Shanti when nobody gave a shit about Shanti, which I still do. But come on, really? A 6 foot woman? This woman should have a singles run and should be going for the title. The look is there, everything is there, but instead she's not carrying herself like that, and I really hate it. And I really hated to see her in this type of match.
Well, don't hate it for long. It is what it is for now. I get why you hate it, but she is going to be a women's champion. But right now, there's a lot of programs
Not
that are
ready.
in the works between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey, maybe Shayna Baszler, maybe Becky Lynch. We'll see what else is going to happen with the women's
See,
division.
that's not fair.
Sasha
We're just
Banks,
going back to the old.
Sasha
We're going
Banks
back
might
to the
even
old.
come back. I mean, there's a lot of shit going on. So I don't know the clear picture in the women's division, but we're going to get an idea by the Royal Rumble. By the time the Royal Rumble comes around, that's when we get the clear picture. But I wouldn't be surprised if Raquel Rodriguez is going to be... did I call it... What is it? Raquel Gonzalez? Fucked her up.
Rodriguez.
I was
Gonzalez.
right the first time. No. Raquel Rodriguez is definitely going to be a women's champion within the next year and a half. Easy. For sure. She's going to have a run. She looks too good. Dude,
Not
they're
ready.
giving her the push. She doesn't lose.
She has
doesn't
to
really
carry
lose.
herself. She doesn't carry herself like that, man.
Well,
It's her.
she just got there. But real quick, before you go on to Bray Wyatt, also, I wanted to mention that there was a number one contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. You know, reading back all these notes, it's crazy. SmackDown had a lot of content for a 2-hour show. Intercontinental Championship between Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Sheamus, and Solo Sikoa. Karrion Kross was supposed to be in the match, but of course he got hit by the car, so he couldn't compete. Rey Mysterio goes on to win, and he is going to face Gunther, I believe, at Crown Jewel. Is that the plan?
Looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, that should be a good match. It's a traditional wrestling match. Big man, little man. I'm actually excited to see what they can do together. And if it's a one-off, I'm even better with that. Like, I don't mind seeing Rey in a match if it's a one-off kind of match. Because he can still go. I'm okay with it. At least we don't have to see him on Mondays anymore. All right? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. For now. We'll see how long
Don't
it
even
goes.
get me started on that storyline.
So, whatever. What'd you think of Bray Wyatt, man? So we can get into Raw. Or do you want to save Bray for later? Because they're going to bring him up. They're going to show us what happened on SmackDown later.
I'm going to be
Raw.
honest. And I know a lot of people are going to throw daggers at me, and I'm going to get a lot of heat for what I'm about to say. Because a lot of our fans love Bray Wyatt, and they, singing the whole world got in hands, whatever, yada, yada, yada. I didn't like it. Know why I didn't like it? Because, what the fuck?
No, I don't know.
Where's
Tell
this
me.
going? What was the point? Where is this going? I seen this already. Have we not? We have. If everybody remember, we have seen this Mr. Roger type of version. He's just trying to be all nice, and obviously when the lights cut off and that what is that, a moth sign, looked like Silence of the Lambs type of signal that comes at the end of the show. I mean, we all know it's part of the gimmick, but if this is part of his gimmick, I'm not feeling it because I seen it already. And
Well, this is
where I
This is
truly
one.
believe. I'm not gonna have people say, "Oh my God, it was so emotional." Yeah, it was a beautiful performance. I would give, if I had to give the Oscar, I'd be like, "Hey, here, man, here's the Oscar. Beautiful performance. You sold me. You sold the crowd. Everybody loved it." And you know what? I know what he said, what he really meant, even though he's playing his character and his gimmick of where this Y is 6 or Y is going. But have we not seen this already? We have.
No,
And
we haven't.
it gets
We
kinda-
haven't.
it
We haven't.
we have.
No, we
We
haven't.
have.
Because Luke Harper
We've
wasn't
seen
dead.
this gimmick
Luke
over.
Harper wasn't dead the
Okay,
last
now
time he
we're
did
going
this.
to another level.
Okay? Luke
Now
Harper
we're
died
going to
this
another
year.
level.
He lost a lot of fucking shit. He lost his career.
Okay.
Everything he said was
He's being
genuine,
honored,
though.
though. He's being honored,
Everything
though.
he said was genuine in
That's
that
what,
ring.
but that's what I just told you. I told you that 20 seconds ago. Even though he meant everything, we have seen this character and this gimmick and
We
everything.
haven't though.
Yeah.
No. This
They
is all
have.
new. This had nothing
It's
to
not
do.
you.
This had
It's
nothing
not
to
you.
do with the rest of the character that's going to be developed
Listen,
over the next
the
year
whole
or two.
the whole story and the characters are not you. You already know the characters.
Listen, we
You
don't know
Mercy,
shit.
the buzzer.
That's
You don't
not
know the
even.
rabbit.
No, that's
You
not
know all
even.
these
It's not even going to be
characters.
like that. I don't even think it's going to be like that. I don't even think it's going to be
understand.
like that.
It's going to be a whole fraction group. I get
I don't
it,
even
but
think it's going to be a faction anymore. No, I actually.
I don't.
I
don't
think
want it to be
the
nothing.
Wyatt Six
I don't want it to be nothing.
is going to be like the way Foley had his 6 faces of
Look,
Foley.
all
This
I'm
guy's
saying
going to
is-
have the 6 faces, well, not the 6
I'm
faces
not-
of Foley,
listen,
the 3
I'm not-
faces of Foley.
Listen, this guy knows.
I don't want
how
to
get
listen,
the
man,
crowd.
because you're pissing me
This
off. This guy is going to give us
This
good
guy
TV,
knows
man.
how-
He's
This guy
working.
knows how to get a good crowd, but overall, we've seen this already, and I'm not looking forward to it because what is there to offer? What are you going to offer me that's going to be different?
If you stop talking, I'll tell you.
You see,
I can tell you right now. First of all, he's actually working with a fucking writer that had to do a lot. See, you're not even going to let me talk. So what's the point of even doing the show? What's the point of even doing the show? This guy's working with a Disney producer, a Disney writer, someone that worked on Avengers, someone that actually knows how to write science fiction, someone that is going to hopefully give us good content. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to be good content. What I'm telling you is I'm looking forward to the chance that we're going to get a good storyline with Bray Wyatt over the next year. It's not my fault that you're a terrible wrestling fan and you hate everything except Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade and Grayson Waller.
I speak the truth. We're not going to get good TV. We're not. We're going to get the same old crap.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You really thought this was a 5-star? In your mind,
well, it wasn't long enough.
I
wouldn't even rate it. It wasn't long enough. The pop was 5-star.
rate it.
That's about it.
You can rate the promo. I think
It was good. It was a good promo. It was a genuine promo. I just thought it was, I
So
already
what
said
would
it.
you
I
rate
said
it?
it at the beginning.
What would you rate
Maybe like a 4. I'll give it a 4. I'm not giving it
see?
a 5. But it's not a 5 because it wasn't long enough. I said that at the beginning of my speech.
It was
for
over 3-4 minutes.
That's
long enough
terrible.
we need.
No.
What do you
no,
mean?
no,
Riddle and Seth got
no.
10, 12 minutes tonight.
Exactly.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
That's
By
too
2
much.
3 minutes off. Nah.
2-3 minutes off. He could have talked for another minute or two. They could have give us a
About
little
what?
more. Instead, they just give us more
About
fucking
what?
riddles and vignettes and voices playing and all this bullshit. All right, Monday Night Raw opened live from Oklahoma. All right, it starts off with Bobby Lashley basically calling out Brock Lesnar. They go at it. Bobby puts Brock through a table with a nice spine buster. Locker room clears out. Ravs this, that, to break it all up. We go to break. I thought this was whatever. It's typical crown jewel promo bullshit. Nothing. The spine buster looked good through the table, I guess. I really didn't care about this.
I care because I like to observe things. First of
The
all,
match, I'm excited for the match. The match.
First of all, shout out to Paul Levesque, Triple H. Get better on that COVID. I know you got it, baby, but you're gonna fight it. You're strong. You're King of Kings, baby. Fight it through. But overall, Raw needed to start like this. They needed to start a little dirty. You know, this is a Road Dogg Brian James production tonight, so it needed to start a little dirty. Needed to start a little raw, and it did. Lashley calling Lesnar out. Lesnar coming out. I didn't think he was gonna come out at all, especially in Oklahoma, but he came out with the cowboy gimmick. So I don't know if he's a bad dude or cowboy gimmick, whatever he's going with it. Comes out, boom. He got a little height off the spear to get to sell for Lashley. I thought it was still good. Boom, it looked good in replay. Now, here's the botch, right? When Lashley tried to spear Lesnar through the announcer table and didn't break. That's why they did the spine buster spot. Overall, it was good. I liked it. I'm actually looking forward to it. The only problem is it's in Crown Jewel to Saudi Arabia. I feel like we won't get a typical physical match compared, it's going out there. No,
well, at least this isn't Goldberg and Undertaker, so I think these guys are definitely more capable.
These guys can work, and Lashley.
How many minutes do you think their match is going to be?
I would say 12.
12?
I would say 12. And I'm being nice. I would say 12.
It's hard for me to...
If it was Goldberg, I say 7.
It depends how many minutes, how many cards, how many matches are on the card. But yeah, I'm going to go anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes, around that range.
So we're on the same page. Overall, I thought it needed to start right. I like this. This was good TV.
It was good. It was quick. It was over. But I've seen it before, just like we've seen, I guess you've seen Bray Wyatt before. But it was still good because it's just, we don't need a lot of talking from these guys. These guys aren't about talking. They're about action. So in that regard, yeah, it was good that it was over quickly and, get you a little excited about Crown Jewel amongst, we'll get into Crown Jewel in a little bit again. Match coming up right now, Alpha Academy versus Gallows and Anderson with AJ Styles. Clean match with Bullet Club taking the win with the magic trick. Judgment Day would come out after the clean win and challenge Bullet Club to a match at Crown Jewel. Finn Balor would remind us that he started this stupid Bullet Club. Dom says, he gets on the mic, he talks again, says, you want to be like my dad and run to the other brand. You could hear the difference in the heat last week in Madison Square Garden or Barclays Center, wherever the fuck they were, at least New York Heat. You can hear the difference between New York Heat and OKC Heat, that's for sure. AJ makes a great point that Dom only looks good standing next to Judgment Day and that he is a piece of trash. I loved that. I thought that was just a great line to use, because we referred to him as a piece of trash many times over the last 6 months. AJ challenges Dom to a match one-on-one tonight, and Ripley has to talk to Dom before he says, I will come down there and rip you limb from limb, but he ain't ready right now, maybe in about an hour or so. AJ says, I'm going to do to you what your father should have did, and beat the piss out of you. What'd you see in this little segment?
Well, there's a lot going on, so I'm going to go into the match. Now, I'm going to give my observations. First of all, I want to start with the Smackdown Rey Mysterio going there. I don't like it because I felt like you and I and Gilch and everybody that loves wrestling and watches our show have been duped for the past month and a half, because this was a storyline building, and now you have the father going to another brand. So now that storyline that we just wasted a month and a half, even seeing main events, we just completely got duped, and it was just a waste of our fucking time.
Well, he's going to be back. He'll be back.
Fast forward, I'm still going to say on the record that the OC is a better upgrade to have on your roster than Alpha Academy. No offense, but they're just better workers, and they could just work all around, to me, from seeing their work. But overall, let's face it, this match was the shit of shits. It was not interesting.
It was random. There's no build up. There's no nothing.
There was the Spy Savage that Gallows did like a twisting push maneuver. It looked like a M. Bison type of spin move, and he just kind of just pushed with his hands Gable to the floor. I don't know what the hell that was. I thought that was so bad. Magic Killer 1, 2, 3. There was really nothing impressive, and I was surprised at Gable, because Gable usually brings some sort of light out of the match.
Yo, Anderson needs to stop kicking, bro. Anderson needs to stop kicking. Like, he's a big guy. He's got no reason to do those kicks.
These guys just look rusty, look out of shape. I didn't like this match at all, man.
Well, how could you like the match? It wasn't nice to like. Now, if we're talking about wrestling, out of all four guys in the ring, Chad Gable's the best guy in that fucking ring. Tag teams, yeah, I'll give it to you. They are a better tag team than Alpha Academy, but, you know. They have chemistry.
I'm gonna go into the promo. It was perfect, but you may think that Dominic was perfect. Listen, I'm not gonna take somebody that's about to be over 300 pounds trying to do lucha libre moves, okay? I'm talking about Damian Priest, who's the fucking MVP once again on the whole Judgment Day. He cuts promos perfectly now. Now he knows how to control the crowd when he says, shut up, we haven't given a damn about you for a long period of time. It was perfect, and the crowd react. This guy has picked it up on the mic. So proud of him. And listen, when was the last time he wrestled? I can't even recall. 2-3 weeks ago? This guy doesn't even need to wrestle anymore. It's just the mic skills is just kind of winning everybody over. If you thought Angelo Dawkins was the most impressive superstar this past month, put this guy on the list, Damian Priest.
He's been up there, though. He's upped his game ever since he got next to Edge. Like, 3 weeks after he started working with Edge, we saw that he was gold. Gold on the mic, gold in the ring. He's got the look down. He's got the moveset down. He takes good bumps. He sells good. And guess what? Now he's getting on the mic and just slaying it. Like, literally every chance he gets. Whether it's 10 seconds or 30 seconds. He's slaying it. And I gotta give Finn props, too. The last 2 weeks, I thought he's been better on the mic the last couple of weeks. I like that shot about Bullet Club tonight. I started that stupid club. Just so you all know. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fans that probably have no idea about that. And they're going to go look up tonight what he's talking about. And they're going to see all his work in New Japan. So, yeah. Dom, to me, though, he looks better than he wrestles. I'll give him that. He has good expressions. He was okay on the mic tonight. Didn't make any mistakes. Didn't stutter. But still in the ring, you could see he's just not... like, his character is here, but his wrestling is here. His wrestling needs to catch up to his character. You know what I mean? We're not there.
Down here.
I thought he lost weight, and then tonight he's wearing the thing again, right? Which, by the way, if you want to get out of your dad's shadow, wouldn't you stop using his last name? Why does it say DM on your body? Or why are you even coming out as a Mysterio? You know? You want to get out of the shadow of your dad, but you're still calling yourself a Mysterio. So it doesn't make sense in that regard. I think he should take it a little more serious, this whole, like, fuck my dad, you know. Forget the name, too. I'm just dumb. That's it. That's who I am.
That's what Balor calls him. Dumb. Right?
Keeps it simple. Keeps it easy. Nobody else had that name. Easy fucking name. You can have merch. And then, hopefully, if his wrestling can catch up to his character progression.
It can't.
Well, it's going to take a lot of work.
Savage, I'm not going to give this fake Lucha Libre 300-pound a pass, okay? No offense.
I'm not giving him a pass.
No offense. I know the history. You may think Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio taught him Lucha Libre moves and he taught him how to bump. But let's face it, Rey Mysterio did beg Jay Lethal to train his son for the last 2 years. They did, and this is what we came up with. I'm not giving this guy a pass at all.
Like I said, he's got to put in the work, which you can only do by working. So maybe in 3 years' time, 2 years' time, after being on the road with other professional wrestlers. And by the way, he's on the road with some of the best professional wrestlers in the world today. It's not like he's paired up with fucking scrubs. He's paired up with Finn Balor right now, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest. He's got Edge at his disposal. He's got his father at his disposal, and God knows how many other people in the locker room he has at his disposal. If he doesn't take advantage of the opportunity that he has right now over the next 2-3 years, then he's just going to end up becoming like a loser.
I can't even believe we wasted so much time on this loser.
Let's get into the next segment, which is going to be Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle. They're going to be hyping this match up. It's going to end up being the main event of the night. Rollins would come out and go on and on about how he is the revolutionary, the visionary, gets everyone to sing to him before proclaiming that his United States Championship run would go down as the greatest of all time. And tonight, he is going to clean the mat with Matthew Riddle in the main event. And then he goes on to explain what happened at Extreme Rules. Fans start chanting, "You tapped out." He says tapping out was a strategic move. Mustafa Ali would then come out and interrupt Rollins to congratulate him. Ali says, "You may be Seth freaking Rollins, but you're looking at your next freaking problem." Seth then sucker punches Ali after praising him for being a great worker, a great friend, and a great father. Ali would attack Rollins on the outside, and Rollins would send Ali into the ring post. And then JBL's limo would pull up to take us into break. So why don't you break it down for me, Jay?
Don't you see what's going on?
See? Go ahead.
WWE is heading into their new quarter, and they have to start firing a few people. So we have to give some people some TV time. And here we go, once again, giving Mustafa Ali more TV time. And this is where it got lost for me, and it got lost for the crowd. I just wrote this line right here. What did it say here? It says, "Congrats, Seth. Shout out to Brock for the assist." Are you fucking kidding me? Me and the crowd were just like this. I was in complete shock. It was a flat line, dead line. This was horrible. I can't even believe Seth said, "You know what? I'll do the kid a favor." He should have just shot a bullet and just go home. But instead, he just wants to be part with a program with Ali. This is no ratings for me, and God have mercy on Seth Rollins' soul for this.
I don't think Seth had a choice in this. He probably just said okay. I'm sure somebody recommended it to him. Whatever. I'm not interested in Ali, but I'm interested in Seth Rollins. So, if this is going to lead to him just getting easy wins over Ali, I'll take it. Because that just means Rollins is going to win. So I'm okay with it. He's not going to lose to Ali. You think Ali's going to take the title off him? No.
Can't even believe you want to see a program with these two.
I don't want to see it, but it's Seth Rollins. So I have no choice. I'm a Seth Rollins fan. I have to see it now. It's over. I don't have a choice. I'd rather see him work with a million different people than Ali. Ali would be at the end of the list. I want to see him work with Theory. I want to see him work with Gargano. I want to see him work with Kevin Owens, Elias, especially now Elias. There's going to be a little heat there, which we'll get into that later tonight. But let's get into JBL, man. His limo's pulling up, baby. All right, we'll talk about JBL in a minute, man. But his limo's pulling up. All you need to know is JBL is going to be on Monday Night Raw. And then we're going to get a... oh, God. We're going to get a match. You're going to get a match between Damage Control. They come to the ring. Bayley hits the commentary table. It's going to be Candice LeRae and Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai and Io Sky. What a time-killing piece of shit match this was. Crickets in the audience. I could hear nothing going on. No, nothing. No, the crowd was dead for this match. Damage Control would pick up the win, slamming LeRae face first. Yet again, making her lose on TV. Yet again, 2-3 weeks in a row. Did you like the match?
So, we don't see eye to eye. But I agree, and I add some more. I'm going to talk about some spots. I'm going to talk about Candice LeRae. I think she got potential. I love her better as a heel, but she's playing a baby face, and her chops tonight was the most shittiest chops. I thought Asuka chops were bad because Asuka actually misses people with her chop. These chops were really up close and personal. And her punches and whatever forearm shots you want to call them was nothing even close to resembling it. It was just horrible. I want to also talk about the Belair spot. How about when she speared Bayley through the announcer table? What kind of shitty spear was that? She didn't spear the girl. She just pushed the girl and just dived forward. I thought that was a really, really bad spot, especially when you're the Raw Women's Champion for over, 250 days? And another spot that bothers me, and you are the WWE Women Tag Team Champions, your finisher, let me get this straight. Because we've seen this a lot in wrestling, maybe in the 80s, late 80s, 90s. So your finisher is basically grabbing an opponent, lifting up and just kind of doing like a release suplex from the back, and 1, 2, 3, it's over? That was horrible to me. I ain't rating this piece of shit. It's just bad overall, especially for Belair.
I'm not rating it either because I have absolutely no interest in watching Damage Control on TV today, tomorrow, or ever. I'm done with Damage Control. Don't care. There's nothing they can do to redeem themselves at this point. So whenever they come on the TV, okay, I'll take my screenshots. I know what's going on. I find out who's in the match. And then I go on with my business. I take a piss. I go get a drink. Make some fucking coffee. I don't give a fuck about this match. I have no interest in this match because the storylines are going nowhere. They're all empty. I'm so sick of watching Bianca Belair wait with her partner in there so the timing is correct so she can throw someone into the ropes so they can do a move. She has to wait for... You can literally see her giving away all the signs of it being choreographed. In my opinion, she is the world's worst professional wrestler at this point in the ring. She's terrible. As much talent as she has, as athletic as she is, she has no common wrestling sense. She gives away all the fucking magic. There's no magic with Belair. She doesn't fucking really get it yet. I don't know if she ever will. It's too obvious, all her spots. I'm just so sick of watching it, it makes me just turn the channel. I don't want to see Belair anymore. I'm done with it. She has no business with that championship either. I'm hoping Bayley dumps these two losers, causes them to lose the titles. Fuck Damage Control. Bayley goes off by herself. Because Bayley don't need nobody. Bayley's better when she's by herself. Let's be real. Or with Sasha Banks. That worked. Because they have chemistry for some reason. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm over Damage Control. And I'm pretty sure all the fans are too. That finisher's whack. It looks like LeRae actually busted up her elbow on the screenshot. Her elbow is like all fucking cut up. She must have took some kind of a nasty bump. We're going to get an interview now with Riddle. Good God. Blah, blah, blah. More blah, blah. I exposed Seth in the fight pit. He can make any excuse he wants, but I'm becoming the new U.S. champ. And we see Miz screaming in pain out of nowhere. Randomly, you just hear screaming, and the Miz is then holding his knee. Ali was there also. I'm not even going to mention Ali because that's how useless he is. Did you have any comments on this promo? Or interview? Whatever it was? Jesus.
Just too many storyline. I didn't like it.
A lot going on for sure on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown in general. It almost feels like they're trying to be like AEW with constant filler content before and after the matches. Because you know AEW is the same way. They try to cram in a billion fucking stories in one show. And then it doesn't really let a lot of the stories develop. This story, though, however, with The Miz, it's been going on for... How long has this been now? 2 months now with Dexter Lumis fucking with him?
Yep.
And then tonight, you know, we'll find out. We'll get into that later, man. Real quick, let's get the Judgment Day promo with none other. Real quick, what'd you think of the commentary tonight? Corey Graves, Vic Joseph. Who's bad? Cameron Grimes is good. Kelly Patrick, yeah, Kelly Patrick. You think Kelly Patrick is doing a good job? No, right?
Kevin Patrick.
What's his name? Yeah, I don't even know his name. He's so bad.
Kevin Patrick.
Kevin Patrick? Yeah, I don't
he dropped the ball for me tonight.
He's whatever, man. But let's get into this promo. Judgment Day's having a promo. Priest says bad guys always win. Cora Jade says I was thinking I can't come up with anyone as ruthless as dominating as you, Ripley. You want to go with me to NXT to beat the crap out of Roxanne? You know, basically inviting her. Says she has to pick somebody. And Ripley goes on to say, weren't you guys best friends? Weren't you guys this tag team champs? And now you want me to beat the crap out of her? Yeah, that sounds good. So tomorrow night at NXT, we're getting 2 pretty premium quality pay-per-view like matches between Cora Jade and I believe it's going to be Raquel Gonzalez and Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley in the Pick Your Poison match. And I gotta say, it looks like Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez are both taking a fucking L tomorrow. There's no way they're going to win their matches. There's no way.
First of all, Savage, I'm going to say here, you are not a believer of Cora Jade or Roxanne Perez.
That's not true. I like Cora Jade. They have proved
you wrong tonight. Cora Jade, you remember her, the baby face you hated. Now you're in love with her as a heel. This woman, in less than 2 years, has already made her main roster debut, and it was perfect. It was beautiful. The facials were there. Everything was amazing. This whole segment was amazing. Rhea Ripley was amazing. We haven't seen Rhea Ripley fight. We only heard about her fighting in house shows after the injury. Now we're going to see it live tomorrow night on NXT. Are you kidding me? This is why NXT 2.0 is the show to watch. This is why I will not miss it tomorrow night. But overall, these 2 women are going to have 2 hell of a matches, and we're going to see it live. And give it props to them. They handled their main roster debuts, even though it may be for one night only. They handled it well, and another person handled it well tonight as well. We'll talk about later. They handled it well. The segments between both of them were really done well. And let's face it, Roxanne Perez match was so good that I sent you an article this past weekend that officials are really impressed with her as a future star. Why? Because we don't have good babyface. I thought when Candice LeRae made her debut in Toronto, she would be it. From what I've seen the last 2-3 weeks, she is not it. Roxanne Perez can fill the shoes that we basically need as a babyface. Who is the top babyface besides Belair? There's no one else.
Until she botches and fucking gets fired, but you know. Cora Jade though is on her way. I'll tell you that. I can see Cora Jade and Rhea Ripley being tag team champions in the future.
I could see Cora Jade.
I could see Cora Jade being part of Judgment Day.
I could see her not come back on NXT and just stay at Raw right now. After what I saw tonight, this is a 5-star. This is a 5-star.
It was good. We got a loser in our YouTube chat promoting some sexually explicit content. If you guys are watching on YouTube, just ignore that guy. We're gonna block him now. Let's see. Let's hide user on this channel. There we go. He's done. He's done, Jay. One click, man. You ain't fucking with my show like that.
A lot of sickos out there.
Yeah, that guy's definitely a sicko. I don't know who you are, but you're a sicko. Let's get right into my favorite segment of the night, which is JBL with Corbin. JBL making his way to the ring. A wrestling god is here. Says his announcement will shake the foundation of Raw. He apologizes to the world for doing this in Oklahoma City. I would love to stay out here and continue to bash Oklahoma City because honestly, I despise this state and every one of you. Rey Mysterio has left Raw, and Dom finally figured out that Rey is a deadbeat dad and one of the worst human beings on the planet. He wants everybody to get on their sweat hog feet and put together their fat, chubby little hands to welcome the greatest addition to Raw of all time. Out comes Corbin with new music, new pyro, new ring gear. JBL says, look at this man. 2-3 times the size of Rey, and the dominance of Baron Corbin starts tonight. And what WWE gave us is a former WWE champion, Dolph Ziggler. Says he stole the show. I say he's been stealing money from this company for 15 years. Today starts the emergence of the modern day wrestling god, Baron Corbin. What are your thoughts on this intro for Baron Corbin, this repackaging? The only thing I didn't like about it was the music. I wasn't a big fan of the music. I felt like it had a Happy Corbin vibe to it. But other than that, I love Corbin. And I agree with JBL. He is a future world champion.
I think everybody's been drinking the bottle tonight. I mean, nobody's going to tell me that this is going in a different... So what? A person gets repackaged and I'm supposed to clap their hands and give 5 stars to pieces of trash like Baron Corbin? Let's face it. The only good thing that was going on was JBL. Actually, the whole fucking thing of the whole Raw show was JBL.
Yeah, JBL killed it.
What that was a killer promo right there. I loved it. Great heel. And not only that, I will take him over Kevin Patrick any day of the week for commentary. I cannot stand that guy. JBL will be a perfect fit just to be there, and you could bring back Byron Saxon and get him out of backstage. That way he could herb him around. But overall, Baron Corbin came out looking like Happy Corbin. He came out with the goofy hat, came out with that goopy whatever vest bullshit zip down. You just nailed it. It felt that kind of vibe with the theme music because it was the same music and everything else in between. And the way he carried himself at the ring, the cockiness, the taunting, the smiling, nothing was just good. The only good thing about the whole match was JBL commentary. That pretty much was it.
JBL killed the commentary, man.
And it's just sad because I thought when he was going to get paired with JBL, it was going to go kind of like, I'm all about the money because I'm Happy Corbin. So now I'm in the whole Wall Street trade kind of business. I'm going to come out in a suit type of shit, bragging about money. Instead, we get this Happy Corbin shit. So I didn't like it, man. It was like a love and hate for me.
And I love Baron Corbin, but I think his ring attire tonight looked like shit. The music was shit. JBL carried this entire segment through commentary. If I was there live and I couldn't hear JBL on the commentary, I wouldn't even care about this match regardless because, I mean, I've seen this. I've seen them fight how many times? How many more times am I going to see them fight? I knew Baron Corbin was going to get the win. Ziggler's now that enhancement guy. He's going to come in and sell. And the match was okay. Nothing wrong with the match. Baron Corbin got off all his spots. Hit a very nice reverse suplex. End of Days, Deep Six. We got to see his beautiful End of Days finisher, which we haven't seen in a while because he hasn't been winning. And we all know when he hits End of Days, that's the end of the match. Right? No one's ever kicked out of End of Days, I believe. I believe he still has that stat, which is crazy statistic. Remember when he used to do it on NXT? Where is his NXT character, man? That guy...
He had hair back then.
He don't need the hair, man. Just wear the same outfit. Come out with that dirty black jean jacket, you know. But it was a good look on you. Now, I don't know what the fuck's going on. He's out here trying to look like Austin Theory with his little vest. The only thing he was missing was the briefcase. Which, by the way, we haven't even seen Theory on TV again. Another week without Theory. And it's funny because they said that there's a rumor going around that Theory's going to put up the briefcase at Money in the Bank against, I believe it's Gargano and somebody else. I don't know who. I don't know if that's true. Gilch thinks it's true. He's like, I called it. The match was okay, but like Jay mentioned, JBL was the best on commentary. He comes out and says, I don't know who hired you, but it's like losing 5 good men, talking to Kevin Patrick. King Corbin, he's been the king of the ring. He's won the Andre the Giant Battle Royale. He is the modern-day wrestling god, and greatness is timeless. Dolph in the Attitude Era does not make the cut. Decent match so far for Corbin. He was looking like he was in good ring shape, at least. Corbin looking great tonight. He kicked out of everything, picks up the win with End of Days. I mean, that's it. But I'll give it a 3-star. The promo from JBL was like fire, though. I'm not going to increase the rating of the match because of the promo, though. I'm just not. Corbin right there taking Dolph Ziggler into the stairs, pounding on him. Dolph, and he kicked out of finishers. He kicked out of the Famouser. Corbin kicked out of the zigzag. He hits his fallaway slam. But JBL, just incredible on commentary. And, I don't know what this means. Do you think he's going to be coming out with Corbin every week now? Or was this just like a one and done kind of thing?
No, he should come out I think he's coming out for a few appearances.
Maybe he's going to be his manager until he gets the gold back.
Maybe.
Okay. We get another segment with The Miz. He's backstage interview with Byron Saxton. Miz says he's in a lot of pain. Miz does not think he can make the match tonight between Dexter Lumis and himself. Maintenance was telling Byron Saxton apparently that The Miz spilled the water and then sat on it. Claims that The Miz staged the entire accident to get out of the match with Dexter Lumis. Miz goes on to say that I'm hurt. I'm really, really hurt. Gargano passes by, says it's Dexter Lumis. Miz jumps to his feet because he's scared. All of a sudden, he's back to normal. He looks like he's fine now. And, he goes on to say that his superior DNA allowed him to heal very quickly. Any thoughts on this little segment?
No. I mean, it's the same old filler, Miz, I'm scared of Loomis kind of deal. And now we got Gargano in. Shout out to Gargano. I told you they would make better merch for this guy, and the hoodie is a prime example. I thought the hoodie was fire. So shout out to that. But overall, it's the same old. Now we are Gargano into this whole mix. I know Dexter Lumis. I know how he is. Tell the truth. I just think this storyline just gets more stupider and stupider as we watch.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This all tonight was pretty stupid. It didn't make me laugh. I get the concept, but it just... we know it's so corny that it's like not funny. Maybe if this was somebody else doing it other than The Miz. And it's sad because The Miz can usually make anything work and make anything sound good and look good. Not tonight, that's for sure. This was tough to work with. This could be an example of Road Dogg, and I knew Road Dogg was running the show tonight simply because of how many replays we were getting during matches. I don't know if you noticed, but every match, I felt like I was playing WWF No Mercy with the replays on, where like after every power move, they just show the replay.
Probably was right. That's probably how that future AEW game's going to be like, a bunch of replays.
I think, yeah, maybe, man. But it wasn't good. Shout out to Triple H. Like Jay mentioned, he does have the coronavirus, and he was unable to be at Raw Live tonight. But yeah, this Miz shit is bad, and we're not even going to get a finale to it tonight. If you think it's going to, have some kind of answers to all this tonight, not going to happen. If anything, they added some decent storytelling to this later on, which we'll get into. We're going to get a promo now from MVP and Omos. MVP is here to celebrate Braun Strowman, former Universal Champion. They're hyping up the match between Braun and Omos at Crown Jewel. MVP goes on to say that monsters aren't real, but giants are. Pan out to Omos zoom and shot. That's it. We go to break. Now, my question is this. Did they build up Omos so Braun can destroy him? Or did they bring back Braun so they could build Omos?
They brought back Braun because it was the right decision to do.
Yeah.
And it was the wrong decision to... it was the right decision to do. It was basically, hey, we fucked up. We're sorry. Here you go. Here's $2 million. Come with us and drop that bullshit. Control your narrative. This is basically to build up Omos. And you know what? It's just a waste of time. The only why people may be interested is because Braun Strowman carries himself really well in the storyline. His intensity is off the charts, especially on SmackDown when we saw him in the crowd and doing those pump handle slams on those two jobbers and just facing Omos. It was a great intensity stare down and the people were really into it. And tonight, it was another prime example of MVP cutting a great promo and hyping it up. And I kind of like the line that, monsters ain't real, but giants are. This part was really dumb to me. And I just know that when these guys get in the ring, it's just going to be a horrible, horrible match because we all know what Omos could do and he can't really do much.
Well, this is probably just an attraction show for Crown Jewel to get a little more hype, but yeah, I agree. This was overkill with Omos. He should have did it once, and it should have panned to break. MVP spectacular on the mic as usual. Coming up, we're going to hear exactly what Bray Wyatt had to say on his proclaimed epic return at SmackDown right after this break. All right, we're back. But before we get back into Bray Wyatt, let's real quick get into Busted Open. The best wrestling podcast in the world, even better than mine, because they actually have real professional wrestlers on the show that have, done legendary things like Tommy Dreamer, Mark Henry, Bully Ray, who still actively wrestle, by the way, and they always have guests on the show all the time. You get Tony Khan on Wednesdays. He calls up to basically tell you the same bullshit he tells you every fucking week on Wednesdays. But it's still cool that you get to hear from Tony on Busted Open, and you hear stories about wrestlers, legends, promos. They cover pretty much everything, man. One of the best to ever do it. If you haven't signed up to them now, make sure you go to their YouTube channel, and if you want to listen to them Monday through Saturdays, they are on SiriusXM channel 156. But now, let's get back with your other favorite show about professional wrestling, Wrestling with Savage. Let's get right back into this video package. Bray Wyatt, they're going to show everything. He's going to come out on SmackDown. Basically says, this is real, this is me, just me, genuine me for the first time. This past year, I lost a lot of things. I lost my career, lost my self-confidence, lost 2 people. Very close to me, people everywhere would say, when you are coming back home. When are you coming back? He wants to thank everyone because they all saved his life. Every time I tried to hide, you would come and find me. You are all the reason. Forget about the past. You have no idea who you are dealing with, but you will. Like a cryptic voice plays as they start playing all these different, random pictures that they were using to build up the whole White Rabbit. His other mask, his other persona, which I don't know if we even have a name for it yet. It looks a lot like you've seen V for Vendetta. It looks a lot like that mask. I mean, I get that vibe from it, though. You see nothing good coming from this? Maybe. I'm going to give it a chance, though. We'll see where it goes by WrestleMania. Next, I'm guessing this is who you were talking about when you said made a good debut tonight. I'm assuming you're talking about AJ Styles and Bullet Club being interrupted by Cameron Grimes. and basically
moon.
he asks for help against the Schism. So even Schism got his debut on Monday Night Raw. Even they got a shout out on Raw because people were like, what the fuck is the Schism? Maybe now they're going to tune in. They did a good job to try to really include NXT tonight on TV to hype it up for tomorrow. So you can see they're actively trying to beat AEW in the ratings war. They took every opportunity they could to promote NXT for tomorrow night. Basically, Cameron Grimes has cash. He's rich. He's crypto rich, but, you know, the OC only accept cash. And Cameron Grimes has no problem with that. So we're pretty sure we're going to see the OC on NXT tomorrow night. So they're going to fly from Oklahoma to Orlando. They're all on that flight probably right now together. I wonder if AJ is going to be on NXT tomorrow. Have we ever seen AJ Styles on NXT? Never, right?
Fought Grayson Waller.
When did he fight Grayson Waller?
I see it.
Oh, I missed that. How was that match?
Grayson Waller carried himself okay, but he wasn't ready at the time.
He took the L, yes?
He was a little nervous.
Took the L. How did he win? Styles Clash?
Yeah, I think so. I can't recall, but
I could see him tap. I could see him making him tap out.
Or maybe phenomenal form. I don't know.
But anyway, you're going to see the OC on NXT. I guess you're going to have to tune in to see if AJ is going to be there as well. They're going to hype up the crown jewel. The further we go, we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Now we have Omos versus Braun Strowman. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I'm assuming it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Ali, right? It looks like that's where that's going. Are there any other matches? We have Damage Control versus something. I know they're working a program. Judgment Day's taking on AJ Styles and OC, or Bullet Club, whatever you want to call them. Any other matches? Am I missing any?
I hope that's it. Yeah, I'm not impressed with this card.
Yeah, I don't think Riddle's going to be there. Where's Kevin Owens? Again, he wasn't on Raw either. No Kevin Owens in sight. KO show is over, I guess. Really sucks. The only reason I'm even going to watch Crown Jewel is I am going to watch because I want to see what happens between Logan and Roman. We all know Roman's going to win, but I still want to see the match, the performance by Logan Paul. This is a big money match. At the end of the day, it is a big money match, and I'm not saying it's a fantastic match. It's a 5-star match, but it's a big money match. There's going to be a lot of people watching this. There's going to be a lot of people talking about this. It's going to be a big match. It's going to be the biggest match in his career up until this point as far as WWE is concerned. Not, obviously, the biggest one is going to be always him versus Floyd Mayweather, I'm sure. I don't think there's ever going to be a bigger moment for him than that. Unless he fights The Rock. Or some shit like that. I guess we have to wait and see. Do you got a winner for Bobby and Brock? I think Bobby's coming out clean on this one.
I'm going to say Brock. I think the story is going to carry. I think it's going to carry to the next program.
I could see them both being in the Royal Rumble, too. And then eliminating each other, and then having a match at WrestleMania. No titles involved.
That's too much.
Could happen, though. You never know. Oh, man. Backstage, we're going to see... you're going to see Miz and Johnny Wrestling in a moment. But first, we're going to get into a match between AJ Styles with OC versus Dom Mysterio with Judgment Day. Ripley grabs on the leg of AJ, and Dom picks up the win with a roll-up pin. Yeah, this match... like I said, Dom looks good, but his wrestling and his character are two different things.
He doesn't look good.
He looks good when he's not in the ring. AJ's right. When he's standing next to Judgment Day, he looks good, man. But as soon as he gets in the ring, out the window. Out the window. The intensity's not there. He's even trying to get heat. He's putting his arms up like he's stone cold. But he didn't get the heat tonight like he did last week, you know? AJ's taking the loss, you know? But again, it made AJ look fucking bad because he's just taking a loss off a stupid roll-up, you know?
Even the Three Amigos that he did was bad.
It was all bad. And a lot of kicks missed. Insiguris and all these other... It was bad. Calf Crusher looked okay, but... It was bad. They're just hyping up Judgment Day versus Bullet Club for Crown Jewel some more. Finn Balor looked more excited than Dom. Finn Balor was so hyped that Dom got this win.
So bad.
Backstage, we're going to see Miz and Johnny wrestling. Johnny says he knows the real story between the Miz and Dexter. Johnny says, you want out of this match? Just tell everyone the truth. Miz says, after I'm done with Dexter, I got a score to settle with you. They're going to show us highlights of all the hijinks between Dexter Lumis and the Miz. It's coming up next. If Dexter wins, he receives a WWE contract. I was actually excited. I was like, oh shit, there's Dexter. His video came on the Tron. As we're about to see Dexter Lumis finally have a match on Raw. But of course, the Miz has to be a piece of shit. He attacks Dexter with a steel chair on his way to the ring. Hits the skull-crushing finale on the steel chair. And that was the end. That was it. We didn't see nothing else.
That's all we needed to see. No? This story was going nowhere.
We'll get back into the Miz.
Some action.
We're going to get back into the Miz literally in like 2 seconds. Because now we have an interview with Damage Control. Byron asks, what's next? Bayley says she is tired of people like you asking what's next. Instead, let's focus on what's unfolding right in front of you. I'll tell you what's unfolding right in front of me. Complete fucking shit. They ask, where's Bliss? Where's Asuka? Blah, blah, blah. Bayley says, Bianca's next, and next week I'm going to show you what it's like when I'm back in control. They're having a match next week on Raw. My God, tell me what time the match is so I can miss it completely. I want nothing to do with it. Do you have any comments on this shit? Bad.
No.
Bad. Bianca Bayley next week. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares. Elias returns on Raw next. Soon. Oh, I was hyped for this too. Tomorrow night, NXT, Halloween Havoc. The last chance for you to see the build-up before the event on Saturday. This Saturday, live 8 p.m. Unfortunately, I will not be watching Halloween Havoc live. I'm going to watch it as soon as I come home. Because this Saturday at 8 p.m., I will be watching FTR and Bret Hart take on Jay Lethal and Homicide in the main event at Sunset, Brooklyn.
Homicide.
Oh, man.
Oh,
man. Now we get another segment with Miz and Johnny. Johnny says you need to come clean. Johnny says he is going to blow the whistle on you. Johnny with his little whistle there. So that's what I wanted to get into. This is where maybe now, the story can get interesting. What the fuck is Johnny talking about? What does he know that we don't?
It's not interesting. It's just going nowhere. I think you need to just stop thinking about it. Let's just hope this ends as soon as possible, and that's it. Close the chapter. I thought this was perfect. They needed to start off with some chair shots. Forget this crap. Let's not even see what this whole Raw match or contract, whatever the hell this was going to go. Nobody's interested, and I wasn't.
Yeah, but this is obviously going to lead to something else, Jay. This isn't the end of it. This makes us ask more questions.
It's the end for me.
It's not, unfortunately. You're going to see more next week and next week and next week. This is going to go all the way to WrestleMania, unfortunately.
No,
my God. And I guarantee you, Miz and Dexter Lumis, I'm calling it right now. Miz and Dexter are both going to be in the Rumble, and you're going to see Dexter chasing the Miz around the arena, and they're going to be running in and out of the Rumble match, not fucking stop. It's going to be retarded. I'm sorry for even using that word, but that's the only word to even explain it at this point. Okay? I'm saying it. So, Jay, you have one bomb that you can drop. Whenever you want to call something that word, you're allowed now, one time. I'm giving you the freedom, because that's what it was right there.
All right, I won't drop it now. I'll keep going. Let's go.
Okay. We're going to get Elias returns. He is, by the way, let's never forget this, the most prolific recording artist in WWE history. Comes out, he says, I am Elias, and it feels great to be back. You may or may not know my younger brother's career was tragically cut short, but I'm here because the show must go on, and I have one question for everyone here tonight. Who wants to walk with Elias? Normally, I'd come out here, I'd play a song on the guitar, but I wanted to do something special for the OKC fans right here. This is straight from my heart and soul, and I want to play it. My keys, just for you. I just ask that you silence your cell phones and hold up your applause until after the show. I don't want to get choked up. Riddle would come out, interrupt Elias, He brings out a pair of bongos. Riddle says he loves Elias. Asks Elias if he wants to hit Riddle's bong. Riddle says WWE stands for Walk with Elias. Tries to get the fans going. Elias says it's great. He appreciates it. But listen, you came here. You got a big match coming up next. Take a front row seat. And I got a special song for old Casey. Take a seat. We're going to have a good time tonight. Riddle asks if we can play together one day. Elias promises that one day we will play together. Riddle says, thank you. I'll take my seat. Elias begins to play, but Seth Rollins now interrupts as he gets going and makes his way to the ring as we go to break. So real quick, let's get into that. I was pissed off that they did this. I would have actually liked to see Elias just perform, even for a minute, and then interrupt him. They didn't even let the guy fucking perform, man. You probably don't even give a shit, do you?
I'll tell you what it is right now. This was the most disappointing return for a character I have ever seen on WWF, WWE. Let's face it, everybody's been looking forward to Elias. They hyped it up last week saying Elias will return, and guess what? He comes out looking like Elias. I was amped. The lights happen. I was amped. Then he starts into the bullshit. My younger brother couldn't be here because his career. Here we go with the silly storyline bullshit. Okay, now my man Elias decided to not sit down and wants to walk with Elias. He decided to go a different route. He decided to stand in front of everybody tonight, local Oba, in front of your eyes, in front of my eyes, and decide to fucking grab his hands and touch a fucking keyboard and be some keyboard kind of cool motherfucker. What the fuck? Elias was a guitarist singer. Now you have him there looking like a buffoon playing a keyboard. Are you kidding me? And let's not forget that this whole promo segment was also delayed because he was playing that keyboard for such a long time. I think we forgot who else was going to come out. Thank God somebody came out. Thank God a savior came out, because let's face it, and we'll get into more on Elias, this was really disappointing. And for people that are Elias fans, as I am, let's just please shake our heads and just please pray that he will go back to his normal character, not some keyboard Elton John type of dude.
I was disappointed the second I heard Riddle's music come on, because I was like, oh, you already ruined this guy's fucking debut. No matter what happens from this point on. I didn't like it. And then Seth Rollins comes out on top of it, and I was like, oh man, alright, whatever. They're treating him like a joke. It was, you're not even lying, you said it pretty correct. It was a pretty terrible fucking, debut. We haven't seen Elias on TV, at least in the ring, in quite some time. We've seen him on a couch with his younger brother, Ezekiel. And why we're even saying Ezekiel's name when I thought we buried this character is beyond me. Ezekiel apparently lives tonight in the spirit of Elias. Let's get into the match. Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins would end up picking up the fucking big win. He would end up curb stomping Elias. He would curb stomp Riddle. You would see a little vintage word in tonight. Riddle would hit that DDT. He missed, the RKO though. And Seth Rollins picking up the wing, looking big. Ali would come out at the end of the night. Which doesn't make sense, because if you're really mad at Seth Rollins, wouldn't you want to come out and try to screw him onto the title? Instead he comes out at the end of the night, attacks him after the fact, chases him through the arena for a second, and then he just stops, stands on the barricade, and Rollins is the final shot of Monday Night Raw, holding up his United States title, going off TV, looking strong, defending his championship. What did you see in the match? Would you rate the match?
Yes, I'm going to rate it, but I like the spot when it was a top rope inverted suplex.
Yeah, that was godlike.
Suplex by Rollins. That was a great spot right there. Riddle has this moment, but this is where I go with Kevin Patrick, the new Raw announcer, basically replacing Jimmy Smith. This is where he dropped the ball for me, and I don't want to just hear him commentate, period. When Matt Riddle did the Bo Derek, if you recall, he did the Bo Derek for the 2 count. Once he did that, nobody called the spot. Nobody called the spot when he was in the tombstone position, I felt like Corey Graves was giving Kevin Patrick his opportunity, and nobody made the call until Corey Graves seconds later just says, hey, yeah, I hit him with the bro Derek. I felt he dropped the ball there for me. Like, that's a moment you got to take, especially if it's a 2 count or a 1 count. He's just doing his finisher, and that is Riddle's finisher, or the so-called one of many. So I thought for me that just dropped the ball right there for commentary. Overall, this match wasn't bad, but it wasn't long, so I'm going 2.5.
I'll give it a 3 because it was not bad. And at least we got a winner. Seth went over. And Seth pulled off some new moves. That inverted off the top rope into the other kind of backwards death drop kind of slam. Looks solid, man. And then even that strength with the powerbomb, carrying Riddle coming out with that pop-up, kind of sit-down powerbomb. It was nice. Rollins is stronger than he looks. I'll give him that. Definitely is. There's a nice screenshot of that suplex coming off the top rope. And Riddle took all that very well. Not a bad way to close Raw, though. Yeah. Monday Night Rollins. I'm okay. Monday Night Rollins, as long as
we
looking
closed
strong,
Raw with Ali and Seth.
Yeah.
Riddle. I would have been fine with Riddle and stuff, but Ali and Seth.
But again, Elias looking weak on his debut. He's getting curb stomped. He's getting super kicked. There you see Riddle going for the RKO, and Rollins going to push him right off, then land that curb stomp, pick up the win. He's going to curb stomp Elias too, which makes no sense because Elias is outside of the ring, and all of a sudden now he's in the ring just getting curb stomped. That's how bad he is. My God.
That's really bad.
God. Jesus Christ. Seth Rollins, man. Overall, Monday Night Raw, they got to get rid of damage control. These damage control on these mid segments are just killing it. They're killing the show for me. Right now, that's they gotta refresh. Get rid of all that and give us something that
never gonna happen.
Probably not. No, not till WrestleMania. I feel like all the way up until WrestleMania, it's still gonna be like shades of Vince McMahon everywhere. Who knows?
Maybe.
Tomorrow night, though, we have a lot of professional wrestling. You're going to have AEW, NXT going head-to-head for the first time in a long time. We're going to see who comes out on top in the ratings war, demographics, all that good stuff. I'll be watching both at the same time and here live tomorrow night, 10:30. You're going to probably see me, Gilch, and Jay, maybe even Dave. He's on his way back home. Shout out to Dave. Woo! Shout out to Gilch. I know he had to go bail out one of his friends from prison tonight or something like that. Some crazy shit happened. Otherwise, Gilch would have been here. So shout out to Gilch for being a good fucking friend. And, this is Wrestling with Savage. We are live on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Facebook. You can also catch me on TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify. Listen to us live anytime, anywhere. And we'll be back tomorrow night for AEW and NXT. Everybody have a good night, and God bless. Thank you, Jay, for joining us. This has been Wrestling with Savage. Everybody have a good night, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
And I just want to say, you are listening to Wrestling with Savage, the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Max Caster, your future AEW champion. Fucking man.
Yeah.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.